Hi guys, welcome to a new and the first episode of the Beauty Bites. I am so excited about this particular session that I've just brought out, and I'm so excited to at least answering you guys' question, mostly using my voice because I feel better when I use my voice to answer the questions. Let's dive into it, and I'm going to be answering the first question, and this is the particular question that made me to create this platform. So this lady chat me up on Instagram, and she asked me a question, and this question was so relatable. This is something that I have felt. This is something that I have gone through. So she said, hi Ife, I'm not happy. That was the first thing she said. So I'm like, oh, what happened? She said, I did makeup for someone just this weekend, and she was so sweaty. She sweated throughout the entire process and was still sweating afterwards. Like she sweated during the makeup and she was still sweating afterwards. You know, there is a difference between when you are finished doing makeup on somebody and the person sweats, which is normal, than the person was sweating during the makeup process. This is one of the things that made me to say, okay, I'm going to talk about. I could have actually answered this girl like privately. I could have answered the question, but I feel like a lot of people have these issues. You guys face most of these things. A lot of us faces, and we don't even know where to start from solving it. And some people might not ask, because like somebody like me, I'm not good at asking questions all the time. So let me explain and dive in, but let me finish reading the question anyway. I was so broken because I've never met her skin type, so I didn't even know what to do. I did the entire skin prep before I started the makeup. I was so disappointed in myself. I felt so bad at everything she said. My response was, I would like to talk about this on my YouTube channel. Do you mind? And I have to, like bring this on, because when I hear her sound like I was so disappointed in myself, I feel so bad, because this could not be her fault. But before I quickly begin to answer, because a lot of things could have actually caused this, and if many people start paying attention to the things that could cause this, you will be saving yourself a lot of stress, right? Let me tell you something. Sweating on makeup is natural. If somebody tells you that they have done a makeup before and the client did not sweat after dancing, something is wrong. Your client is supposed to sweat after dancing. The client is supposed to sweat because she's a human being. Sweating after makeup is a normal thing. I want you guys to know about that first. Sweating after makeup is normal. If she goes out and dance or be under anything that could cause her to sweat, she's going to sweat. But the issue that makeup artists have is, one, sweating during makeup. That is what is not good. And sweating after makeup that is going to destroy the makeup. That is what is not good. What we do when we are doing makeup, we do not stop sweat. We control the sweat. We control how somebody sweats. When you are sweating, it's supposed to come out naturally and go without destroying the makeup. The sweat control, that is why, if you have attended any of my classes, I always say it. We have sweat controls. We don't have sweat block or sweat stop. It is sweat control. You control the sweat. You doesn't stop sweat. You cannot stop sweat. You cannot block sweat. We are human beings. So there is this particular one thing that I do before I begin to work on any clients. I'm going to first of all mention that before I will dive into the things I'm going to talk about today. Nigeria is a very hot place. Nigeria is a very hot country. Normally, if you walk into my studio for me to do your makeup, I'm not going to touch you until you have seats and rested, whether you are sweating or not. You are going to sit down and the AC will be touching your head. You are going to calm down and rest before I'll touch you. Reason is not because of the fact that you are sweating. No, you need to calm down. The person needs to calm down and relax. You let the person calm down. And equally, if the person is sweating, is going to calm down. Like anxiety and tension can do a lot of harm on your makeup. Let them calm down. If I come to your house to work on you, I'm telling you, and you are running about doing everything, before I'm going to touch you, I'm going to intentionally waste your time until you sit on my seat. You're going to sit on that seat and calm down. You're going to be relaxed before I begin to touch you. Now, this is one thing that you could actually do before you begin to do your makeup, which is normal, right? This is one of the things you can just begin to practice. That do not, I'm not saying that she didn't do all these things, because I have actually done all these things and still the person sweat show me shake that very day. So I have seen this is something that I have experienced. I used to feel like, in fact, if I do your makeup, normally if I do your makeup, you hardly sweat. Even if you sweat, not that you don't sweat, even if you sweat after I'm done with your makeup, it's not going to ruin your makeup. I'm going to do things that is going to protect. So when I was working on this particular client, this is just probably last year. So it happened probably last year. You know, I have never felt that before. I have never felt like something like that could happen to me. I used to feel like, no, because I am already good, I know how to handle sweat. What is sweat that I cannot handle? But there is a particular sweat that I've seen, and I was dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded. That very day, you know, my client was telling me that she sweats a lot. I was thinking it was a joke until I touched that girl. All the whole fan in this world was on her still. She was sweating. Like, once she gets tensed, piam, everywhere is up. No, not even tensed. If I'm doing her makeup and, okay, let's say I want to draw her eyeliner and she have to look up. Once she do her eye like this, piam, sweat is not tears. Her own tears is sweat. She will sweat from head to toe. I want to draw the eyeliner because she was doing like this, piam, everywhere from head to toe. I was shocked because I have to stop. I was looking at her, she was laughing, she was sweating from here. I'm like, what is happening? Because I was being careful, because she told me, I did consultation with her. She told me, I was aware, I was prepared. I was asking what's going on, because like I don't understand. She told me that that's how it is. So I have to let it calm down. I have to let the sweat calm down before I continue. It was calm. For me to draw the second side, it started again. I have to. That was when I knew that that was not normal. It was not. And it was not my fault. That was her body. That kind of sweat, nothing can control it. It's not your doing. Okay? You will not even want to talk about when she went out to dance. She went out to dance, and when she come back, I was shocked. I was looking at my client like this. Huh? Nah. I told myself that nah. There is nothing. There is nothing that can control that one. Nothing will control this sweat, because it was like as if they poured her water from her head down. And she not even went for her last outing. Like, it was as if they poured her water from the head. Like, she was dripping of water. It was insane. What happened to me that day, because I was looking at my job, like I was so embarrassed. Yeah, but after that job, I had to go back and check what happened. It was not my fault. That was my client's body. That was how her body is. So I am talking to the girl that did the makeup that she was telling me about. Probably you met somebody like my client, and it is not your fault. It's not your fault. I have worked on people that even sweat, and they come back to me and give me review that you are the first person that have done my makeup and I didn't sweat. I understand body. I understand people's body very well, that before I work on you, I have a consultation with you. I'll just ask you a few questions that will make me understand your body type. And knowing your body type will help me understand what I'm supposed to do on your body. So when I'm done working on you, you are not supposed to sweat in a way that is going to ruin the makeup. If that happens, that is something that you have absolutely no control over. Let's go through some things that could actually cause this sweat on a client. So there are things that could actually cause your client to sweat so much. If you're able to put these things in check, you'll be able to help out so that this sweat is not going to cause you harm. These are the things that I check, because like if you're booking me as a client, is on the list I'm even for you to book. I'm going to put it there. Please make sure that there is a working AC or a fan in the room where I'm going to dress you up. It must be there. If it's not there, I'm not going to touch your face. I'm going to say that earlier on time. When I was in Nigeria, even if your house is in the villages of the village, we're going to go and connect the generator. There will be a power supply and there will be a fan before I will do your makeup. Because if there is none, I have never done it before. I will tell you that earlier, because it's as important as the makeup I'm going to do. That there is the weather in the room that I'm going to make you up is cool. It has to be cool for the makeup to be okay. If you're doing somebody makeup and that room is hot, the person is going to sweat. And if somebody is sweating when you are doing their makeup, the makeup is ruined. I want you to understand that the makeup can never be okay. If somebody is sweating, sweat is dropping from somebody's face, or the person is getting hot, not even sweating, hot, when you are doing their makeup, that makeup will not come out nice. Mark it somewhere. You don't put on makeup on top of sweat. Sweat contains salt. You cannot put on foundation on top of that. If you are building on foundations on top of salt, it's going to move out. So, okay, imagine you are already putting on foundations and sweat starts coming out. You know sweat is salty. It's mixing already with the foundation before you even begin to put powder. It's going to come out. It's not going to stay. So if the person is sweating when you are even doing their makeup, you have to stop. I cannot continue with the makeup when you are sweating. It has to dry up before I continue. If you're doing somebody's makeup and the person is sweating, stop. Stop. Don't continue. Look for the reason why. But before you even do that, you would have made sure that you put things in place before you. If I'm working on my client, I use my body to know. I use my body to know, because my client is sitting down, probably even receiving fan. If I'm standing up and I feel hot in any way, that means it could cause my client's harm. I have to stop and check the reason why I am hot. If I'm hot, that means it could be getting to my clients. So my clients can never be hot when I'm working on them. You have to make sure that the environment where you are working is not crowded. One of the reasons why so many makeup artists don't let people into where they are working is because of suffocation. You have to let people go so that breeze will come in, so that clients will get fresh air. Except there's AC in the room and it's not suffocating, everything is fine, everything is okay, then it's fine for people. I don't chase people away. There have to be a ventilation in that room for me to allow you get. The room cannot be stuffy and people are equally clouded. Now the client is going to sweat, so I'm not going to allow that. It's going to ruin my job in anything you are doing on that day. The client is number one. Anything that is going to displease her have to go. I'm sorry. That is the first one. So make sure that the environment is conducive enough for the client. Make sure that the environment is conducive enough for the makeup you're about to do. You cannot do anyhow. If you do anyhow, makeup will show you anyhow. Another thing is rushing your makeup. If you guys are already late or anything and you are rushing through this makeup, you are not allowing anything to dry. You are putting on primer, you are not allowing it to settle down. Your moisturizer is not settled, you have put on another one. That one is not settled, you have put on another one because you are rushing. It could cause your client to sweat. Yeah. In fact, the things you put on the face is not even settled enough. You have gone and put on foundation, put on the next one. Then, if you are rushing like that, it could cause the client to sweat, especially if the client has a sweaty skin. If your client is somebody that sweats, take your time. Like I told you, I'm going to do a consultation with a client. I do consultation with all my clients. If I'm working on you and I ask you questions, say about sweat, and you mention that you sweat a lot, yeah, I'm going to now be careful when I'm doing your makeup. I'm going to now know that I cannot rush your makeup. It's something that you have to take time and build. Take your time and build it, so that the makeup is going to sit. I told you that I've not done somebody. If I do your makeup, it's going to sit on your skin, and even if you sweat during the course of the day, the sweat is going to drop off on your face and without ruining your makeup. Yeah, that was why I was so scared on that day that I saw that happening, and I was like, "What is happening? This is something I know. I have checked it. I know what I'm doing. So what's going on?" You understand? So stop rushing. If especially ask questions. If the client sweats a lot, please try as much as possible to be there on time. And make sure you guys are not rushing, because rushing can actually, cause the whole thing to go sour. Another thing that could actually cause this sweating profusely during makeup is this. If the client is anxious, if she has tension. When I told you guys that my client just looking up, she was already tense because she was scared that I might put something inside her eyes, right? She was tense. She was scared. She have started sweating. Things like that will happen. So tension, if your client is tense and she's so scared and please, you have to stop and know what the problem is and know what is causing her tension, know what is causing anything, so that you don't go and ruin Make sure if the client is tensed, sometimes I have to like really beg my clients, please, tension on your day will just ruin your makeup. Please, can you just, I will tell you the implications. If you are tensed on your event, I'm telling you, it's not going to, nothing will come out nice. Tension will destroy everything. Calm down, calm down. If she's tense when you're doing her makeup and she's, the food people have not come, the canopy is not there, when those things is happening, I'm telling you, nothing good will come out of it, because it might make her to start sweating in a way that, in fact, she will be so tense that she might even clean up what you're even doing along the process, because she's not calm, she's not herself. So tension during the process of makeup is not good. Let your clients, I wish clients will even hear me. Please calm down, stop rushing yourself, because it's your day. You pay so much for your makeup. So do you want it to get ruined? I do ask them, like, do you want it to not be fine? The jobs you see on my page before you come book me, these people are people that, they are calm before the makeup is as nice as you see it. So I don't know, you have to just equally calm down. Another thing that could cause your client to sweat so much is there are some lights that we makeup artists use, and even if the AC is on, the light is so hot, that the client will be sweating. Yeah, if the light is so hot, it's going to make the room hot, especially if you're using fan and you're using a very hot light. How is the room not going to get hot? She's going to start sweating now during the process of the makeup. So stop using hot light when you are doing the makeup. Wait, when you are done, you can use the light and record and film the finished look. But use light that is not hot to work on the client. That way, the room is not going to get hot, too hot. Because if you're using, I'm talking to myself too, because I do use my light that is hot to record, but I make sure that before I use that light, the AC must be on, and I'm going to go close to the AC so that at least the light is just going to make the room better. That light is too hot, but I use it because I record YouTube most of the times, and I need it. I don't even use the light anymore because in fact the bulb don't spoil. But that is what I'm saying. Please, the light can equally cause that. I want you to have that at the back of your mind, that if your light is too hot, it could cause your client to actually sweat. So make sure that your light is not light that is hot that could cause the client so harm. Yeah. And equally, when the light is directing inside their eyes, sometimes it could cause them tension. If the light is, and she keep doing like this and she keep doing like this, when the light is entering her eyes, it could cause her tension and she's going to start sweating. Like, anything can cause anybody to sweat. So that is one thing you have to equally know. Okay, so another thing that could cause a client to sweat is probably medication side effects, because I've equally seen a client that took drugs. She doesn't sweat on a normal day, but she took a certain drugs that the side effect is sweating, and she didn't know, and she took it before her event. Something like that, yeah, could trigger her to start sweating profusely, and it's going to ruin the makeup. Yeah, anything can happen. Just like I said, there are ones that is not even your fault. It's not your makeup. It's not you. Okay, so sometimes just ask them so that they are aware. Let them know that these things can actually cause and ruin their makeup during the course. Another thing that I'm going to talk about, which is the one that have happened before my very eyes, is my clients taking alcohol, like very strong liquor. Yes, I have seen and experienced that so many times. When you go to do your job, please tell your clients to stop taking alcohol, like strong not kai, probably strong gin, strong alcohol, strong ones. When a client takes that, it makes their body very hot. No matter the AC, she's going to start sweating. Let them know they are not allowed to take alcohol before makeup, except not just anyhow alcohol, this strong alcohol that is going to make her body get hot. I have seen my clients before that I went to do her makeup, and I don't know, they had an issue in their house, which in fact she cried even before, when I was starting the makeup, and a kind of fight broke out, and she went out and she had issues with people, and one of her nails broke. and really hurt her. Like the thing pulled out her nails, one of her nails pulled out, and the thing pulled out her nails. She came back crying, like, for crying out loud, I was already done with the skin work. And she came back so broken and cried so badly, and she was so sad. I told her to stop worrying. What I did was I cleaned up everything I've done and started afresh. When I was done with the whole makeup now, so she was trying to make herself happy. I think that was what the point is. She was trying to make herself happy because she was already down and feeling sad and all that. She was trying to be happy, and she got and carry gin. I don't know the name of the drink, and took it. Black Bullet or something. I don't know. She did not take only one. I think she took up the 3. She took it and she was high. She was dancing. She was enjoying. She was paroling. It not reached 30 minutes. Kids from head to toe, from neck to heat, this heat from no every. When I was did that, the fact she've not gone out for first outing, she've not danced out. I'm telling you, she was still inside the house. Like, there is no way the heat could come. There is no way she could sweat to that extent. But I know it's because she took the alcohol, and I didn't want to let the next person know that you're not supposed to drink like that. I mean, that's the first time I experienced and I knew that it's alcohol. That because I've seen something like that before. I went to work and my client, in fact, she's hiding the drink. So if I walk small, she will take small and sip, and she will hide it back. If I walk small, she will take another one and sip and hide it back. I didn't know that the thing was ruining the day because she was getting hot. She finished how many bottles before I finished her makeup? And now it was that particular one that I knew, because for her to, and I didn't mean she have danced out. I would understand. I would say that it's dancing that caused it. She was still inside the house, and the inside the house is chilled with AC. For her to be sweating like that means that something is wrong, and it was a drink she took. Her friends was even telling her, you see, you've taken drinks, see what it's doing to you. And she was not even understanding anything again, because she don't the high and everything. So I don't know, there's nothing I could do, because there was nothing I could do. But like, yes, if your client is taking alcohol, strong alcohol, yeah, it could actually cause her to sweat like that, and it's not your fault. The only thing you could do is to let her know the implications of what she's doing. That if you do that, you cannot do that on a normal. You are not going to party. You are going for your event and you want to get good pictures. Taking alcohol like that is going to not be okay for you. It's going to make you to sweat too much. And when you sweat too much, it's going to ruin your makeup. So my dear friend, I don't know which of these was the issues with your makeup. It could be that it's the person's natural body. I want you guys to know this first. Sweating after makeup is normal. If she goes out and dance or be under anything that could cause her to sweat, she's going to sweat. The issue that makeup artists have is, one, sweating during makeup. That is what is not good. And sweating after makeup that is going to destroy the makeup. That is what is not good. If you sweat naturally, you're supposed to go out. Even sometimes the sweat will even melt your makeup. It's going to melt it, but not melting it in a way that the makeup is going to start dripping. It might melt it, and because like it's going to feel like sweat is everywhere, it's going to melt your makeup. But it's supposed to be that if this sweat goes out, you use fan and dry it, your face is going to go back like this without even you touching up. Your face will go back like this. This is what happens. So when my client sweats very well, when you've danced and sweat, if you come back and I use fan on you, your face will go back like this. Probably your lips would have stained a little bit, because of course the lips might try to move, or maybe your nose this place might actually move a little bit, which I'm going to touch up. I'm going to touch you up, and everything will go back to normal. So sweat is not going to supposed to now, when you sweat, is not going to start dripping. That is where the problem is. If that is what is happening to you, then you could know that it is either coming from your work. When that one happens, that when you are done working, your client will start sweating in a way that is going to start dripping and removing the makeup. The makeup will start moving from one place to another. Your contours have moved from here to here. It's dripping and coming down. Your foundations is moving. Your makeup have tear. If things like that start happening, that is when you know that something is wrong somewhere. But if it's a normal sweat, that somebody is sweating after you're done with makeup, it's normal. It's normal. The person is supposed to sweat because they are human beings. What we do when we are doing makeup, we do not stop sweat. We control the sweat. We control how somebody sweats. When you are sweating, it's supposed to come out naturally and go without destroying the makeup. The sweat control, that is why if you have attended any of my classes, I always say it. We have sweat controls. We don't have sweat block or sweat stop. It is sweat control. You control the sweat. You doesn't stop sweat. You cannot stop sweat. You cannot block sweat. We are human beings. Just like oil, you cannot block oil. Oil is going to come out. You're only going to control that oil should not come out on this face at least for a number of time, but it's still going to come out. No amount of face or mattifying products that's going to stop oil is coming out. Oil is still going to come out at the end of the day. Likewise, sweat. So sweat is going to come out, but it's going to take time before it comes out. And even if sweat comes out, it's going to flow naturally. One of the things, if somebody is sweating when you are still doing their makeup, it's unevident that that sweat is going to ruin the makeup anyway. So guys, with these few points of mine, I know I've talked a lot. I hope I've been able to hear. I'm going to be talking to the person that sent me this message. Please, I don't feel bad about yourself and don't feel disappointed in yourself. I feel so hot when I heard you say that you are disappointed in yourself. It's not right for you to say. You just try and know where the issue is from and correct it. If it's from your makeup, try and do an upgrade and know what caused the client to sweat and know how you can actually fix that. And that is what I can actually tell you, and I hope I've actually been able to answer you. If you feel like there is still something that you are still confused about the sweat stuff, still do reach out to me and talk to me. I'm going to still answer you and respond to that. And for those of you guys that feel like you have anything to talk about, if there is anything that is bothering you, especially the issues you face when you do your makeup, if there is anything you have faced or anything you want me to talk about or anything you want me to discuss about, please do leave it in the comment section, and I'm going to come back and attend to it. It is my greatest pleasure to answer you guys' questions and attend to most of your questions. The ones I can attend to, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I'm going to attend to it when I come back next time. I'm going to be seeing you guys next Friday. Bye. And I hope I've answered everything. I hope I'm not forgetting anything anyway. So guys, bye. I'm going to see you guys next time. Bye.